Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Irad. Sorry for the lack of content recently. I haven't put a lot of videos since Star Citizen War simply because my computer kind of died. It broke down. I had to get it to the repair shop and it took a while to get it back. But here we go, guys. Let's get started. And so this week we have finally some answers regarding the Drake Ironclad, because Cloud Imperial Games have answered all questions in the Spectrum Q&A session. So here we go. Let's get started and let's have a look at what those answers that we've been waiting for are. The first one here is, what ships are the main competitors of the Ironclad and Ironclad Assault? For example, how does it compare with the Crusader Hercules, as it seems better in every aspect? And so here is the answer from Cloud Imperial Games. The Anvil Liberator and the Hercules are the Ironclad's closest competitors. The Liberator is a dedicated vehicle transport, so naturally it excels at that, though its cargo remains relatively exposed. Yeah, there's a lot of exposition here in the Liberator. Simply things don't fit in the hangar. Lots of things will be outside, so that's definitely something in which the Ironclad is going to be better. The C2M and A2 Herculeses are the closest on-paper competitors, providing enclosed cargo capacity and the option for multiple turrets. However, the Ironclad Assault beats the latter, while the base Ironclad beats the former in cargo capacity. Yeah, so basically the Ironclad Assault has more vehicle carrying capability, and also the base Ironclad, or all the Ironclads, carry more cargo. But I would say that probably the Hercules is going to be faster because it's more aerodynamic. I would say that each of the ship have pros and cons. For example, the Liberator, well, you're not going to get a lot of cargo inside and it's going to be exposed. Versus the Hercules, you're going to have less cargo, but it's going to be protected and fast. And the Ironclad will have more cargo possibilities to have more vehicles inside, but it's going to be a flying brick. Can the Ironclad be used as a mini carrier? And what is the biggest ship that could fit through the retractable roof? So here the developers do confirm that we can use indeed the Ironclad as a mini carrier. However, the cargo bay is designed for cargo metrics, so it's not going to conform to standard hangar dimensions, with the current maximum dimensions being 40 meters to 21 meters and 7.5 meters of height. So it's not going to be a ship in which we're going to put a lot of B vehicles, but for snub fighters, like Furies or Merlins, it's definitely going to be perfect. Bear in mind here that the roof does not retract over the full volume, limiting the maximum length, but of course this may change during production. Again, as I said, if you're using that for snub fighters, which is what we've been doing with the Rat Club for quite some time, then I think it should be okay. Now, what about the Ironclad Assault? Will it have the retracting roof? And the answer is yes. Now, that's a really good answer because in all of the concept images, we've never seen the retractable roof on the Ironclad Assault. But here it is, guys. It is indeed going to be a feature as well. I'm quite surprised. I thought that it would not have it, but apparently it will. What it will not have, however, is the tractor beam. So this one is removed. So this should compromise the utility aspect of the Assault version. Now, what about VTOL thrusters? That's going to be quite important for such a massive ship here. Both versions will have identical thruster layout, including integrated VTOL thrusters underneath. That's very good. Will there be an armory in the Assault version? And it was not shown in the concept images, but it's something that they are going to be looking for here. They're going to try to create an armory in the Assault version in perhaps the front central area where there's going to be some storage. The Ironclad Assault has a repair bay as an installed feature. Is this bay going to be able to repair more than just vehicles? For example, could it repair ship components as well? Yes, that's the answer here. The repair facilities are not restricted by type, but more by volume and resources. And so we are going to know more on that in a future Q&A. How will self-destruction feature work in the Ironclad? How can we initiate self-destruction in the command module and detach to fly away? Or is the command module going to have its own self-destruction mode? Well, they are going to be two independent self-destruct systems here, one for the command module and one for the main hull. So setting it off from the command module will self-destruct both if attached, while the main hull of the base ship can be triggered from the control room. That's going to be really interesting here and probably will add some really cool game dynamics, especially when it comes to shipboarding. Is the command module shared between the Ironclad and the Caterpillar? And here they say that the command module is compatible between the Ironclad and the Caterpillar. However, the Ironclad's module is a slight redesign of the original Caterpillar one, but remains a lot of the features. Now it's going to be really interesting to see if we can really swap them off or not. If you detach the command module, does the Ironclad become a flying brick, or can you steer it from the ship itself? And the Ironclad is exclusively flown from the command module. While it detached here, the main module would no longer fly independently. However, it retains power, cooling, and other functionalities like tractor beam control and self-defense. They did not say if it still has some thrusters here to remain afloat in the atmosphere. That's also going to be something worth checking out. How will insurance handle the detaching of the command module and loss of the main ship? They're currently working on how insurance will work with the Ironclad, and they will tell us more here as we get closer to the release of the ship. What about quantum drive? Will the command module have a quantum drive? The answer is yes. What about now some heavy armor here, because this is something that has been heavily advertised for the Ironclad. Is the ship's heavy armor actually heavy? And how is it represented in-game as armor? Isn't not even in game mechanics. Well, relative to other ships of its class side, it is heavily armored, and that imitation will be appropriate to the mechanisms in place at the time of launch. That's a pretty vague answer here. They're not telling us about when we'll have armor, right? I wish that we could have had some information on that. What about the interior turret here? That was quite an object of many questions among the community. And here they do confirm that the interior turret of the rear of the cargo is a defense turret that is meant to defend the ship in case of a boarding operation. Does the assault have tractor beams? The answer is no. We've already talked about that. It's a bit unfortunate that they've duplicated the questions here. How will gravity in the cargo bay be handled? Will the Caterpillar have air shield like the Caterpillar has in the front of the ship? For example, if someone is EVAing near the top of the ship, will they be able to go into the cargo hold? Will they fall inside the ship and get a tier 2 broken leg injury? Here they say that there is no air at the top of the cargo bay, so once it is open, it vents and voids out space, and care must be taken in scenarios listed. So basically, you're gonna have to get a suit and a helmet if you are handling cargo, or maybe if you're going to the ships that are going to be in a cargo bay to then take off. So there we have it, guys. These are the pressing questions and the answers regarding the Drake Ironclad. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Did you pick one for yourself? I think I've upgraded one of my C2s for an Ironclad. So that's something that you will be seeing as soon as it is out. I cannot wait to try out this ship, especially with my fellow org members. It's going to be awesome. What other uses can you think of the Ironclad? Let me know also in the comment section down below. With that comes the end of this video. As always, a big shout out to everybody who's helping the channel on Patreon via the YouTube Join membership program, including Dr. Frobin, Zero Crush, Deployable, Fidel, Ducky to Docker, and Shadow Rise. I've been Irad. I'll see you guys in the next one.